Coming up on this episode of the Village Idiom.
If we use the word
Delete search.
pitch to refer the ground that a game is playing on in baseball, you'd have a pitcher on the pitch. Pitching.
It's a pitching mound.
But it's because the action is pitching.
But a pitcher is like where you pour lemonade.
No, a pitcher is worth 1,000 words.
Lemonade is worth 1,000 words. Wow.
And that's how that idiom got started.
Dum dum da da, Village Idiom.
Hello and welcome to the Village Idiom.
We are a podcast that every week we take a popular saying and we take an admittedly shallow, hopefully comedic, once in a while interesting, if we're lucky, educational dive into its meaning,
Last week's
its
was educational.
usage, its origins, but we mostly just use it to hang our otherwise directionless conversation on. My name is Jurassic Mark.
And I am skinny. It's amazing the things that you can learn out of this podcast.
You think?
Yeah.
I know we know a lot more. Do you ever get asked about an idiom and you're like, I'm not sure we've done that one, and like all of the knowledge is gone?
I think it's fun coming across like new ones that you're. I was had breakfast with an Australian friend, and I can't even remember what he said, but it was idiomatic, but it had a whistle to start, like, and then phrase. I'm like, what?
You're messing with me.
No, I'm not.
This is coming up later.
It's not coming up later. No, this is a real thing.
Was it this? Up a koala?
Up a koala's. And Bob's, you're up. Koala. Shrimp up a koala.
A shrimp up the koalas.
Another Australian thing. Something about a shark. I don't know. Well, it's a good week. You having a good one?
Yes, I am having a good week. It was a lot of work getting ready for today. This was, we haven't said the idiom yet, but it's not a Canadian said idiom.
I was trying to weave in a little international segue.
Yeah, well, it's not Australian either.
Well,
but
kind of. Commonwealth?
It's British.
Ish?
We're Commonwealth as well, so
yes.
It's just as Canadian as it is
I'm
Australian.
missing out. I haven't received my portion of the Commonwealth.
No, me neither.
Commonwealth. Hopefully that's on its way. Yeah.
That's a bunch of koala.
It's common poverty. Uncommon wealth.
I guess if they were to share the wealth, it would not be much.
No.
We're in debt, the whole Commonwealth probably.
Are we?
I don't know. I have no idea. I'm thinking of America.
It's just problems, whatever.
I'm just thinking of me. I'm in debt.
Which brings us up to our sponsors for today. Is that thing rolling?
What are you talking about?
I thought we had something. We don't have a sponsor? That's why we're in debt.
I thought, like, you led right into, that's the deadest space we've ever had on this podcast. That brings our sponsor today. I was waiting like you had.
I figured out our financial problem.
Wealth Simple.
Is that we don't have a sponsor yet.
Oh, now I get it.
Oh,
that's why it was crickets
I thought you were
chirping
gonna roll.
right there.
I thought you were gonna roll the sponsor thing, but I figured out our issue.
I'm all out of sponsor clips because of the lack of sponsors.
Oh well. Things get messed up sometimes.
Hey, we could sell tens of anything.
Yes.
So if you're a sponsor,
come on.
Looking for a plug, a weekly plug.
So
we will entertain it.
What else exciting happened this week in Jurassic Markland?
Let's see. This week was a lot of work, a lot of prepping for this as well. But then my side gig.
Yep.
It was just work based. A lot of like Zoom meetings and meetings.
Yeah. That's fun.
It was not exciting.
Oh, that's fun.
No.
Zoom
I would have
meetings.
enjoyed a distraction, which, okay, today's idiom. I don't have a clip. Believe it or not, this was hard to find.
This is a weird one.
A clip from a movie. However, there is a movie called this.
Oh, interesting.
But I couldn't find a clip that says this. So today's idiom is Queer.The.Pitch.
Queer.The.Pitch.
Queer.The.Pitch. And so the meaning of Queer.The.Pitch means to distract. So, for example, you might say, he queered my pitch by asking for a promotion before I did.
I don't want to have my pitch queered.
He queered my pitch by asking for a promotion before I did. So it means you've distracted.
You goofed it up. You spoiled it.
You've wrecked it. You've spoiled.
You
something.
kiboshed it.
Yeah. So
you
I
threw
could
a
have
spanner
I could
in
have
there.
used a distraction this week from just the monotony of work. But I had some good conversations with people and that kind of thing. But I would have loved my pitch queered.
Oh no! I'm pretty sure that's not what you want. Okay, so elephant in the room because of usage of the word queer, and so. In general curiosities, like I actually have no idea in terms of the meaning of the word queer, and so it's one of those things, we're in and like nothing weird about it. I don't get it.
Yep.
Like so LGB I can understand. T I think I can wrap my head around what is being said. Q I'm lost.
You don't know what the word queer actually means.
So anything that I think is probably incorrect, it makes me sound like terrible. When I think something is like queer, it's just like it's off.
You're actually.
So I'm like, I don't want to.
You're actually exactly right. So modern day queer is most often referred to homosexuality in some form or another.
That's either L or G in my mind.
Right. There is a duplicate there, but it's a preference thing. So some people just prefer to be called queer, but
if I'm a girl,
we should also.
If I'm a guy who likes girls, I'm just hetero. If I'm a girl who likes girls, I'm an L. Dude who likes dudes, G.
But L or G could also refer to themselves as Q.
Why not just use
preference?
Be happy. Even B, I can understand. Oh, I'm one, and I'm interested in the other two. Okay, in that sort of way, I can wrap my head around that a bit. But that seems to sum it up for me.
Yeah.
And so Q just seems like I don't get Q.
Q has a history in being literally 200-300 years prior to its current use that has anything to do with sexuality at all. Queer had a much more negative connotation. So it was slang term for anything that was wrong or nasty or bad or worthless. So if we're being honest, it was used as a derogatory term towards homosexuals for a long time. And it was kind of like one of those reclaiming of the terms where, yeah, I'm going to be called that. So it meant weird. It meant strange. It meant off-center. It meant all of those things in a negative way. And so that's why it was, in a derogatory sense, used towards people of anything other than hetero, and they owned it eventually.
So it's an owning a word to take its power away.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
I still don't get how it doesn't apply to L or G or B.
It does. There's definitely overlap.
So yeah, okay. So that's where I'm lost.
I'm sounding like an expert here.
Yeah.
I'm not, but I looked up stuff this week in expectation of this conversation.
I put the Q into the Google, and then that's a bad idea.
Fair enough.
And then I just stopped researching.
Yeah.
Well,
today we're not. That'll be the extent of us using the word queer to refer to anything sexual, because Queer.The.Pitch has nothing to do with cue the P has nothing to do with any of that. So that was just a history or etymology.
I had to Google up because I have no idea what this was, and so
yeah. So the etymology of queer comes from negative connotation, slang for anything wrong, nasty, bad, all of those things. And it has been evolved and adopted to be a badge of honor, pride, you might say, for people who prefer to be called queer. It also, in between it meaning bad, nasty, vulgar, in between it evolved to being just strange or peculiar. Oh, that's queer.
Yeah, and I think that would be fine.
Yeah.
Like as a usage.
So it's kind of the 3-step to the definition of the word.
Why do I feel like on this thing you're because you're all knowledgeable about it? I'm just like the inbred idiot from Arkansas right now who
I literally have notes. I'm reading from my notes.
Okay, because I'm like I don't know.
Yeah.
How does he know this?
Yeah, no, I'm reading from my notes. I would have got into some of this before we get into origins, and since we're doing the etymology of words, I even have the word pitch. So the word pitch here in our idiom is closely related to the other British sense that you give of an area of ground marked out, like whether it's a soccer pitch or a cricket pitch.
Resting pitch.
Resting pitch face.
Yeah.
Football pitch. I said soccer pitch. I should have said in the British vein, I should have gone with
That is
football
terrible.
pitch.
Of course, it's gotta
But
be
it is
football.
a different meaning
Doesn't even make sense.
now. Like now, we'll get into origins as to why it's queer the pitch. But it is closer to that definition of the word pitch, which is unused in Canadian English.
No, I had no idea and so I love this learning, highly educational program. This
Like
is.
I think Harry
This
Potter,
podcast-
they play, what is it called?
Quidditch.
Quidditch on a pitch.
Sure.
They head down to the pitch.
Where else would you quit?
Pitch is just a marked section of ground, now typically referring to some sort of sport.
The football pitch.
Football pitch, cricket pitch.
Yeah. So I can. So queering the pitch, I understand what I understood to be queer, and what I know what a pitch is.
Right.
And so I could make it make any sense.
Right. So we're gonna get there.
Yeah.
We're gonna get there.
That's why idioms are lovely things.
Right. Exactly. This is a good place to be.
I did search it up, and one of the interesting things, because I'm like, this is not used. This is an unused thing. I would have heard something about it right now. And lo and behold, came up a news article from August of 2022.
Okay.
So that, which is just
Less than a year ago.
Yeah, 4 months ish. I'm like, because of it being like a hot button word, like I'm guaranteed just the usage of this word, the YouTube version of this will be like monitored closely.
Right.
So here it was, August 2022. U-turns queer the pitch for Nitish Kumar as opposition PM. And so it was for the government, and it was so the field of contenders in this government that this Nitish Kumar queered the pitch.
Yep.
So he spoiled things. He messed up what was thought to be happening.
Right.
He goofed it up.
He queered the pitch.
He queered the pitch. I'm like, oh.
That dude got his pitch queered.
But because I'm sorry, inside is like an 8-year-old kid. But because it's from an Indian publication, I was like, oh, that makes sense because of British influences and commonwealthy type things.
Pitch is a common word.
Other than
as
that,
well.
yeah, the bulk of anything with the word queer in it, it was yeah. Close.
See, if we use the word
close
pitch,
internet, delete history.
If we use the word
delete search.
pitch to refer to the ground that a game is playing on in baseball, you'd have a pitcher on the pitch. Pitching.
It's a pitching mound.
But it's because the action is pitching.
But a pitcher is like where you pour lemonade.
No, a pitcher is worth 1,000 words.
Lemonade is worth 1,000 words. Wow.
And that's how that idiom got started. There was this ridiculous couple of guys who queered the pitch. They botched it all up.
Spoiled it. Well, we're gonna need to know some more information.
Yeah,
before this gets going.
we tap danced on origins without hearing this, and so let's just take a step back and listen to this first.
I said some words, where'd they go? Where'd they go? No one can know. I turned around, I looked behind. Those words came from another mind. Origins.
All right, well, my friend, it's time to get into the dirty and the nerdy.
This is gonna be the Jurassic Mark show because I'm out.
You don't even have
I'm in the left field of the pitch right now.
you don't have a queer the pitch joke or a queer the pitch in the news. Oh, you did give us a little
piece of news
snippet.
Yeah.
All right, well, queer the pitch, as you may have guessed, even from just talking about the two meanings of the two words pitch and queer. This phrase, obviously a British, we've said it a few times now, term that came into existence as a slang during the 19th century. The pitch used in this phrase, as we said, is closer to like the mark, a set place of ground.
Okay.
And so this phrase refers to where a street performer positioned themselves on the side or on the same site of a market or a vendor or a trader's stall on the street. So the pitch is that spot where that salesperson is meant to be selling their wares. And so we said that queer has been used as a word to mean an act that means to spoil something. And that goes back to the early 19th century. And so you put these two things collectively, and you have a street performer standing in front of, I'm going to So picture a juggler or a mime standing in front of an apple cart. And he's distracting all of the potential buyers.
He's messing up them apple sales.
Yeah. So he's distracting them. He's spoiling the pitch.
He's
the
like,
pitch,
"Oi!
The pitch is meant to be apple
You
sales.
cleared my pitch."
Yeah. The pitch is meant to be used for selling apples. And he's there juggling.
Right.
Distracting all the potential customers. So here's is first recorded in the 19th century speech in London in the Swell's Night Guide in the year 1846, and it says this: "Nanty coming it on a pall." I don't even know what that's saying, but we'll explain it in a second. "Nanty coming it on a pall, or wid cracking to queer a pitch." So that's the quote.
Wow.
Which, if I read that on its own, I would have no idea what that is saying. Mm-hmm. So, Swell's Night Guide wasn't exactly a highbrow or high-minded publication. The elaborate subtitle of this guide, this rag, let's call it, tabloid-ish, kind of gave the game away. So, a peep through the great metropolis under the dominion of Knox. This is still part of the description of this magazine, displaying the various attractive places of amusement by night, the saloons, the Paphian beauties, the chafing cribs, the introducing houses, the singing, the lushing cribs, the comical clubs, fancy ladies, and their penchants. In other words, this magazine was a gentleman's guide in which it explained where to find prostitutes.
What?
Yeah. So that happens to be where Queer the Pitch was first in print, is in this sketchy gentleman's magazine. The pitch referred to in that above quote was basically the regular area or the walking beat of a working girl.
Oh my!
So
Manta.
Let's keep going. Traveling showmen and market hawkers. I love some of the terminology in this stuff. They would call the place that they set out their stalls, their apple cart, or their whatever they're selling, as their pitch, right? So to queer the pitch was frequently used in those circles with tradesmen. It was negative, like you queered my pitch, and it could be about anything, but it was often referred to like a street performer who was just like, you are so distracting, you are ruining all the sales over here. But then the theater groups and the traveling performers, they started to own it. In the same way, they wanted to queer the pitch, and they would direct the public away from sort of the businesses in order for them to like wow them, and then pass a hat around.
It's like a busker festival.
It's a busker. It comes from busking, old school, ancient 18th century, 19th century busking.
You queered my pitch, baby.
Queer the pitch by distracting people. So there was and still is, when it comes to street markets, there is you're jockeying for positions. Like there are better places to be,
sure,
to sell. Like you want that corner
that
or you want that place. But nonetheless, a street performer could just show up, distract everybody. And there's also they don't really know why this is the case, but when you enter a store, studies have shown, or a market or a flea market, like anything. People tend to enter and turn right. So they go in and they turn right. So they map out stores knowing that that's what people do. And if you just visualize your favorite store, whatever it may be, most likely, you might be different, but most likely you're like, oh yeah, I walk in and I go right. And I
walk in with intent to get specifically one thing and leave.
And so wherever that is, that's the direction you go. Yeah. So in general, studies have shown that people walk in and they go right. And so people started to queer the pitch by, if you were positioned on the left, you're like, oh crap, I'm on the left. You had to be extravagant.
Unless I was
you had
a
to
store,
be performative,
and I would set up such a thing on the left to just make them go right, because that's where, if they're going to go right, and then I put a distraction to the left.
Interesting. I was wondering if
would you put something to draw them in, or would you put it to the left to repel them right?
To the left.
You don't even have to finish.
So yeah, you would queer the pitch. What I was wondering though is, like, a salesperson in this case has their own stall, like they have their pitch,
their sales pitch,
but they also have their sales pitch. Does that at all have that because that The sales pitch
I
is
saw the lights
almost the
go on
bridge.
in your head like you just invented electricity.
Well, listen. Sales pitch is like you are pitching an idea. It kind of bridges.
I can see it in your eyes right now.
The trade guy in his pitch and a pitcher on a mound.
This is magical.
It's like pitch means pitch. Because if you're pitching an idea, you're throwing it out there. That's the link to baseball. But if you're a salesman pitching, and guys used to have their pitch to sell, pitch. It's beautiful.
I love. I can actually see excitement right in your eyeballs.
I connected the pitches.
I can.
Pitches, please.
Oh no!
All right.
I got 99 problems. Oh no!
All right.
Yeah,
I think we hit them all.
it was like looking into a newborn baby's eyes, and just the wonder of the world. It was like that was the. I was like, I watched magic happen. You connected dots. I don't know that are to be connected, but you connected them.
I'm going to look it up afterwards, the etymology of
It was
every
like-
version of the word pitch.
In A Beautiful Mind, when there's like red string everywhere, trying to connect all the things that together, that was you right now.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Russell Crowe, eat your heart out.
Yeah.
Anywho, I'm excited.
Yeah, so there you go. That's the extent of origins. I thought it was interesting for an idiom that I was unfamiliar with. It was one we stumbled across. We're like, that's a good one. Let's throw this into the mix. We haven't done an international one for a while. And still English, but it's a good one.
I enjoyed it, man. Learn something new every day. So you're just sitting on the treadmill thinking, hey, I'm just losing weight right now. But actually, you're getting smarter. So
Yeah.
it's important.
We're distracting them. We're queering their pitch.
Thank you for your support of the podcast. Make sure to drop a subscribe, a like, some sort of encouragement on any social media related things. It's fun when the magic happens. It's good.
Exactly.
But now the magic is over.
Oh, wait. I have one more.
There's more magic.
One more thing. So
David Copperfield, help me.
I said I couldn't find a clip of from any movie or TV show that I could find that actually used this idiom, but I found a Seinfeld episode called "The Pitch."
Okay.
Do you remember The Pitch?
No, I've seen many Seinfelds and wasn't religious about
And
it.
the only clip, when I Googled or when I went looking for a clip from a TV show, the only even remotely close quote I could find was, let me just find it here. This is Kramer, and he says this.
That's queer, huh?
He says, "That's queer, huh?" on the episode called The Pitch. And I'm like, I'll take it.
Interesting that would happen.
Yeah,
And knowing the depth of the writing.
Probably.
Probably purposeful.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I watched the clip just before and just after, and it stands out why did Kramer just say that's queer?
Right.
That was odd.
Exactly.
And so since the episode's called The Pitch, I'm guessing somebody
it's
there.
these little nuggets.
Yeah,
we're going to see in some
somebody threw in
reunion
there.
episode. Remember when we wrote that thing? Do you think
Exactly.
anybody got that? No.
Exactly.
No, there's two guys out in Canada. They got it.
Listen, Riddle Link is a game we like to play. It takes a two-part trivia-based question that demands a two-part but overlapping answer, overlapping by sound, syllable, word, or word. So, for example, I'll give you an example from last week when we did Packed Like Sardines. Left you with this one. This guy packed his sack to deliver all the toys but was afraid to be in tight spaces.
That would be Santa Claustrophobic.
That's exactly right. So you got Santa Claus, claustrophobia, Santa Claustrophobia. That's
Perfect.
how you play Riddle Link.
I like it. I've got two prepared.
I got two prepared.
Is there an echo in the room?
No. I mean, is there an echo in the room?
Okay, first one. You're going to have to put on your thinking cap.
Okay, I got it.
In Britain, you've spoiled the business of Anna Kendrick doing the Cup song.
I got it.
Okay, Village Idiom children. I'll read it again. In Britain, you've spoiled the business of Anna Kendrick doing the Cup song.
I'm going to go with Queer.The.Pitch perfect.
Queer.The.Pitch perfect.
Nice, very nice. All right, well, let me give you one.
Okay.
To distract from another in a British way in this a cappella themed movie.
Tell me again.
No, I'm not gonna, because I was worried that the low-hanging fruit would be both of us, so I have a backup.
Okay, that will be Queer.The.Pitch perfect.
Yeah, to distract from another in a British way when it's this dark outside.
Okay, I got it.
To distract from another in a British way when it's this dark outside.
Your backup. That will be Queer.The.Pitch black.
That's right, Queer.The.Pitch black.
Okay, well, I'll jump in with one. You've spoiled the business in Britain as Vin Diesel's Riddick fights monsters in darkness.
Oh no, give it to me again.
You've spoiled the business in Britain as Vin Diesel's Riddick fights monsters in darkness. It's part of the Chronicles of Riddick series with Vin Diesel where he's fighting aliens that in darkness.
In the movie starts
Because
with pitch?
They only come out in darkness.
Is it pitch black? That's okay, I got another backup.
Oh, it was Queer.The.Pitch black.
Oh, man.
I love the Chronicles of
Okay,
Riddick.
let me give you another backup, and we'll still have one to leave dangling out there.
Okay.
Okay, here's one for you. Distract from a tradesman with these instant soup packs. Distract from a tradesman with these instant soup packs.
Queer.The.Pitchy bun?
Yes.
Is it?
Ichiban noodles.
Okay, Queer.The.Pitchy bun noodles. Ichiban number 1. These Japanese soup packs.
Yeah, there you go. My mom used to call them itchy bum.
Okay.
Do you guys want to... Are you hungry? You want some itchy bum?
That's if it has uncooked pork in it. That could happen. Yeah.
Queer.The.Pitchy bum?
You could get Queer.The.Pitchy bum. Which, in general, you don't want to have.
You do not
You
want
want to have your itchy bum queered.
Depends. Well, I have one more we'll leave hanging out there, but tell everybody how they can play
You could
along.
reach out to us on Instagram at the.village.idiom or email us thevillageidiompodcast@gmail.com, or whether it's the Facebooks, the YouTubes, or the Twitters at 3 Minutes Gone.
Beautiful. Here it is. You ready for this one?
Yep.
To be street performer level distracting on this show within a show on The Simpsons.
Oh, that's a good one.
To be street performer level distracting on this show within a show on The Simpsons.
And that is 3 Minutes Gone. Good one.
You like it?
Yeah, that's a
You
good
got
one.
it?
Yeah, that's a good one.
All
yeah,
right.
very nice. Very nice. I like. I like. Well, it was fun putting together today's episode. Hope you learned something. I'm Skinny.
I'm Jurassic Mark.
And these are the Village Idioms.
They say happiness is coming. I guess I wouldn't know.
You wonder why, right? The band is called Queer.The.Pitch.
Okay, nice.
That's 3 minutes gone.